Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, Cheeky. Okay. There we go. I remembered to hit record this time. So now if Twitch bugs out on me, I will still have a good, complete VOD to upload. But yes. Hello, everyone. Good morning. It is early morning for me. I am Zachary, your local waypoint in the Vale. I have my coffee, I've got water, I got 2 bottles of water. So if you hear frequent pauses, it is me sipping the coffee. Okay. Let me know if the background music is too loud. I can't quite tell because I have it lowered on my headset, because I can't hear myself think otherwise. That's right. Always stay hydrated when you travel through the Vale. May not have drinkable water at your destination. Alright, music a bit loud. Let me drop that a little more. How's that? Okay. So let's get to it. Oh, this is my updated cheat sheet. I swapped out the price tiers that I found in the Dracana rulebook for the ones that are in the Loa rulebook. Okay, so if you are new here, I am playing a solo campaign for Legends of Akeroth. It is going to crowdfund soon. I'll post that. I had it up and ready to go this time. It will launch in 37 days, 0 hours, 0 minutes. And I actually caught that on 0 seconds. That's wild. So yes, just slightly less now than 37 days. And I will try to remember this in, as we get further into the stream, I'll try to post it again. But if you join the Cross Paths Discord, which I have also linked in chat, there is actually somebody who is offering Loa games that you can participate in, one shots of the demo. I don't have much more details about that, but the availability is pretty flexible from what I've been seeing. I've done a couple of, I've participated in a couple of games run by Azun. And I'll type that in there. It's AZUN. Yeah, so if you join Cross Paths Discord, head into the Legends of Akeroth channel and yeah, give Azun a tag and have some fun. Play a game of Loa. Because while I am doing a solo campaign, it is also it's also a group game. It's not just solo. It has rules for group, for solo, and for playing with others without a game master, or in this case, a herald. Alright, so that is what we are playing. And then in the last session, it turned out to be a little bit of a short session, kind of ended a little short because of some technical difficulties. For some reason, our stream quality for Twitch has been a little hit and miss. Hopefully this morning it will stay good. But I will try to keep a lookout for any major quality drops. So here's hoping. Fingers are crossed. this is a Sunday stream, so I will basically play as long as I am physically and mentally able. So usually by like 4 hours or so, but we'll see. Yeah, it's all sort of flexible on Sundays. Thursdays I have to be in bed by a certain time because I got work the next day. Speaking of Thursday, there will not be a stream this coming Thursday. It will actually be on Wednesday. I have a company event that I need to go to on Friday, and I would like to not be dead when I go there because I will be stuck socializing and being around a lot of people all day. So I'm gonna need my social battery to be as full as I could possibly get it. Puppy. Good morning, Amaya. Oh, thank you. Alright, so like I said, the last session was a little bit on the short side. Oh, also, I did get the remaining VODs up on YouTube, which is good because I did notice that they are starting to drop off from my VOD library. That is the downside of not being an affiliate yet. They only stay up for 14 days. But I did get both of them up on my YouTube channel. It's the same name, Zachary Art. I need to link that in my About panels. But so those are up. And I hit the record button for this one, so we are good. Alright. So last session, Catelyn and Deezen went to the guild headquarters. Yes, please. Yes. Actually, yeah. Let me just go pull that up. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know how I wound up here, but all right. I do also conveniently have them all in a playlist. No, I do not. Recording. No, don't hear me. No, don't listen to me. Jeez. Okay. Gosh, that should not have been that hard. All right, there's the playlist link. I need to add that. 5 videos? No, there were. Well, unless it counts the one that I uploaded by accident, and then I had to delete because I realized that I uploaded the wrong video. Anyway. Alright. Thank you. So yeah, they went to the guild headquarters. They had some conversation along the way. At the headquarters, Catelyn meets Kiki, gets his own room. He has no roommates because there's only now a total of 4 members in the guild. And there's several rooms, so he is able to get his own. And I might, like, draw it or something so that I can pretend that I can buy things and decorate his room, but we'll see. If I do that kind of thing, I'll like draw it off stream. And then as for what's unresolved, as Deezen and Catelyn were talking, Deezen mentioned that a sensational person, likely based in New Erwick, has joined the governing council of Sandrise, and whether this is for a good or bad reason has yet to be determined. Sandrise, I have decided, was destroyed long ago in the disaster that made people kind of migrate to Winford. And it has since been building itself back up. So it's still a young settlement, but it's a young settlement built on the, I guess you could say in a very morbid way, the corpse of an older settlement. So they've been recovering over the last few decades. I don't know how long it's been. And they are governed by a council instead of like a mayor or something. but someone has joined the council despite not being a resident of Sandrise. And whoever it is, they're very sensational. I have not gone into detail about like creating this NPC, just that we gave them a name. So, very mysterious. Could be future plot shenanigans with that one. And then Catalan kind of meditated with his bow a little bit and increased his weapon mastery. And that is where we start session 5. So I've decided it's now morning. He went to sleep after the little meditating type thing. I think he has one more available downtime activity, but other than spending it on another bow mastery, I don't have much available to him. He could do like an undertaking, but he has no resources for undertaking. And he can't really go shopping. Well, he's got 10 Draviks, but I don't know if he really has enough. I wonder how much did I spend on rations before? Well, I got the proper item thing, so now it's like so food, simple gear. So I guess he could go shopping. Or at least purchase a couple more rations. He might be able to hunt. Excuse me. He might be able to hunt while he's out there too. But okay, so it's morning. He's at the Band of Owls Guild. Let's see. He has not yet actually received the quest, so I suppose we should talk to Dzen so that we can get the full official details. And maybe Dzen's making breakfast, just to kind of help poor string bean Catalan out. Yeah, I'm gonna write an opening scene here. Oh, I could roll for weather too. Let's see. There's the weather table. Because I was like, oh yeah, it's sunny because that feels really cozy. But I'm like, is it sunny though? Let's see. Oh, weather. I tabbed it. Yay! Thank you. Pass me. With this next paycheck, I am really hoping that I can get a binder because, man, I am suffering. Okay, so I got a D12 weather table. Yesterday I just made it sunny just because. But, there's probably a couple of these that I'll re-roll. Because I'm kind of imagining this sort of taking place in, maybe summer. So Catalan's been out traveling for a while and now he's beginning to. He doesn't know it yet, but he's starting to settle down into one spot for a while. That spot being Winford, because he's been at this for a while. He'd probably hold up for a bit here and there during winter, because traveling during the winter gets a little bit harder, more dangerous. So he probably did hold up somewhere in the winter, but it probably wasn't that pleasant because everybody else is holed up. But he has been getting a little bit like weary of not having a place to return to, and I don't think he's fully realized that. He just thinks that it's just beneficial to have a room for some time. He thinks it's going to be maybe a month or two or something. Nah. But back to weather. Let's see. So yeah, some of these, like obviously if it's summer, we probably are not gonna really see snow. I mean, maybe if there is snow, we could say that maybe that's, you know, a plot hook. But, I don't know, that might be a little bit of a stretch right now. He's still level 1. He doesn't need to deal with some magical weather interference. He'll get his ass handed to him like the Saber Tiger did. Okay, so yeah, just a D12. Let's see, 9. Stormfront. Ooh. Okay. So it says, wind rises and dark clouds roll in. Waves grow choppy, paths turn slick, and trees creak. Ranged actions in the open suffer bane. At the end of any travel scene spent outside, tick the resource clock. Ooh, that's not good. He's ranged. So right off the bat, he's gonna suffer bane in, like, combat situations? Whoa, that's gonna need some coffee. That's the stuff. Womp womp. Yeah. This poor guy. Okay. Alright. Okay, so he woke into small guild room and there's a storm front rolling in. So maybe it hasn't really hit yet. We're gonna build up to it. Okay, so Cadlin woke in a small guild room. The wind battered his window and he could hear the old house creaking. nearly loud enough to cause one anxiety over the whole thing coming down. He thought he could even feel the place sway, but quickly put it out of his mind as he got out of bed and went through his morning motions. Downstairs, Deezen was in the kitchen, cooking breakfast by the smell wafting from the small room. Okay, so I already decided that Deezen was in the kitchen, mostly because Deezen is, for the most part, going to be here at the guild headquarters. They are not an active adventurer unless we need to call upon them for some reason or another. But they are sort of like partially retired from adventuring in order to start and manage this guild. But there are 2 other members. I decided not to bring them in the last session because I was getting pretty tired, and it was kind of nearing the end of my brain capacity. But now I can see if either Saida or this other unknown person is here. And if the unknown person is here, we'll have a new NPC to create. Coffee time. Let's see, the options would be one, Saida only, unknown only, both. Okay, so that's 4 options. Maybe instead of a D4, I'll make it a D8. I don't know if it really helps to have the numbers more spread out, but we'll see. Okay, so 1 to... No, that needs to be... No, yeah. 1 to 4. 2 to 5. 3 to 6. This isn't right. Is it? Oh, yeah, I did have this off. Eight. Both. Okay, so roll a D8. Eight! Oh boy, alright. They are both here. Cool, cool. Yeah, because the whole question was like, oh, you know, they may not be here. They may be on their own quest or something or another. But looks like they are both here at home base. Coffee time. It is almost time for cup number 2 because I think Cheeky made enough for both of us to have 2 cups today. Usually I only have 1 cup. But today I was like, I think I'm gonna need 2 cups of coffee today. Okay. So Saida, I already have a profile for. Oh, thanks, Cheeky. Go ahead and record my roll. Also, how auspicious is that to roll an 8? If that was an attack move, that would have been a crit. Aw, yeah, thanks. Please refill my cup. Cheeky's the best. Just saying. Okay, so... Alright, so... Like I said... Oh, thanks. You're the best! Okay. As I was saying... Oh, and for those who don't know, Cheeky and I are roommates, so we literally live together. We've been besties for over 20 years. and we've been roommates for coming up on 5.5 years. So, yeah, like I was saying, Seda is an NPC that I've already made. I played a short little one-shot adventure with Deezen before they created the guild, before they founded it, and that was where Seda also got created. And through a series of some decisions, I decided that Seda was going to be a waymate on that adventure. And yeah, I kind of liked her, and I was like, oh, you know what? It'd be really cool if she became a member of the guild. At first, I was like, oh, you know, she could pop up later. That'd be fun. But I was like, nah, I like her. She'll be a guild member. But I already have her profile. I don't have this unknown person's profile. So it is time for a new major NPC. Because as a guild member, this person is likely to reappear frequently. Be a waymate, perhaps. I mean, maybe they'll even join Cadlin on this journey. I mean, if we're walking out of here with a Bane? Already a Bane on attack rolls? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we will have a waymate. Okay, so we need a new NPC note. Alrighty, I will utilize the NPC generator from the rulebook, and then my character design deck, because I do feel like that is working pretty well. Thank you, buddy. You're so awesome. Cheeky's also making bread today. I'm so excited. We ran out of bread, and she was like, I'll make some bread. I'm like, hell yeah! Fresh bread! It is the best! Okay, so, I need the NPC stuff. Settlements, generators. I think it was in generators. Cannot wait to have a binder, because then I can flip through this more easily. There was just enough coffee for both of us. That's funny. It's gotta be your mug. You must have like a bigger mug. Okay, so kin and flavor. I think, yeah, I'll just ignore the kin, or the flavor part. And Cadlin will earn I keep wanting to say EXP, but it's just simply XP. We'll earn XP from meeting these two. I can't remember if I gave him XP for meeting the other people, but that's okay. We'll just roll with it. But I do think as a waymate, this person may have to be a kin that's available in the rulebook, because this NPC generator includes kin that are not in the Loa book currently, because I forgot to say the disclaimer spiel, but I was fortunate to be a part of the playtest for Legends of Akeroth. So this is a playtest version. Everything is subject to change. Any rules, any mechanics, even mentions of this NPC generator, everything is subject to change. So just keep that in mind. I also forgot to mention earlier when I linked to Backerkit that you can also download a demo for solo play and for group play by following the Backerkit. Okay, so let's see. Back to rolling for kin. So if I get a kin that's not in the rulebook, I will probably roll again, because I can't remember at this time if waymates Yeah, they do. They utilize the core gift of whatever kin they are. So they obviously would need to have one in the book. What is this? A D20. 17, which is a wood elf. That works. I think that's a subkin. Oh, you know what? I rolled a wood elf before. That farmer turned out to be a wood elf. I want a different one. 18. Mixed heritage. Ooh. Okay. Alright, so now Draconim offers half-kin. So if you wanted to be a Drakari mixed with a Ferrovox, you could. Which is like a ferret type kin. And you could, and people have already. They've already created characters that are half dragon, half ferret. They are adorable. As for the logistics, don't think about it too hard. Now Legends of Akeroth does not have rules for half-kin currently. Who knows? Again, it is subject to change. Do not know. But there's kin only have, like, the kin only grant you your base speed and a core gift. So I think it's really not that big of a deal if you say you're half something or another, because all you're going to get as a benefit is just the core gift, which you can just, you know, choose from which kin you have. Yeah. I gotta watch my ums. Been umming a lot this morning. I mean, the brain is firing up. I feel pretty clear-headed today. Okay, so mixed heritage. So I could roll 2 more times to see what they're mixed with. That's a 2, so that's an elf. Go figure. And that's a 12. Inferni. Okay. So half elf, half Inferni. Inferni are in the rule book. Okay, so let me pull up said rule book so I could get y'all a picture of what Inferni look like. Elves kind of look like what you would expect. Pointy-eared humanoid. Inferni, at least the character art in this book, does differ from Inferni as seen in the Draconim book. They look a little bit more impish. Kind of like for Dragon Ball type era. Right. So I'll paste that into my obsidian so you can see what an Inferni looks like in Legends of Akeroth. So here you can see that they didn't have wings, or at least not in this picture, this artwork. In Draconim, they were depicted as having wings, so kind of interesting. I wonder if that's a type of like stylistic choice, or was that like art direction given because we're in Urwick and not Batesian. Okay, so the description says, demon-touched artisans who temper inner fire with ritual and craft. You find their glass houses burning late in home fire, and their warming chapels along storm roads near Emdros's watch. They prove daily that flame can guide as well as burn. Their core gift is Ember Heart. You safely handle common heat and open flame, can light small fires without tools, and never suffer penalties from cold hands during delicate work. And their starting speed is 6 squares. And I think for elves, let me scroll up. So elves starting speed is 6. So that's a no-brainer. Don't have to choose which one to use. And then their description is, Leaf Blood and Long-Minded, the elves of Birkton Forest treat seasons like chapters and roads like sentences. They host lunar feasts under canopy light and expect visitors to read the room as carefully as the stars. Their patience shapes policy as much as their magic. Their core gift is Elder Sight. Once per round, when you roll exactly 1 success, treat it as 2 instead. So this person is mixed. They are half, we'll just say straight half. Half Inferni, half Elven. Maybe I'll pick their core gift based on like what class they wind up being. Because I'd want to pick one that kind of works. That's going to work with their skill set pretty well. Okay. And Mixed Heritage is 35 XP, so I'm just going to go ahead and add. And then Seda is a dwarf, so she gets 50 XP. I'm not really too sure about this, the optional XP listed for these, because I don't know if they were put out that way, like intentionally, or were they, ooh, whoa, Obsidian, where did we go? We just kind of zoomed off. What happened? Wow. Okay, alright. I need to... Wow, what did I do? No, I need to make you smaller. Wow. Okay. That sure was a thing that happened. Okay. Oh, whatever I was saying. Okay, so that's going to be a total of 85. He is slowly but surely making his way to 1000 XP. He needs 1000 in order to level up to level 2. A level 2 ranger. But okay, so we've worked out that they are half Inferni, half elf. So let's move on to some more appearances. Did I say he? I kind of already had it in my head that it's a dude, but I probably shouldn't lock myself into little daydreams. So I was like, oh, what if this person kind of treats Cadlin as like a rival? Oh no, a rival? A rival that you could eventually maybe... Oh. Cadlin doesn't know it, but I am out here to get him to kiss people. He just he's just not aware of that yet. But yeah, because I was like, oh, wouldn't it be fun I was already starting to lean towards male. Wow, bless you, cheeky. She just did the most epic sneeze. Like, wow. You good? Oh, there she goes again. Is your monitor still in the desk? Who's watching the stream on our computer? Oh, it hurts. Oh, that sucks. Oh my. She is going. There we go. This is the storm front. This is the source of the storm. Alright, sorry about this, guys. My, I never put my character deck back in order. Alright, career fantasy. We're gonna need that one. Oh, I guess I don't really need a career fantasy. A fantasy career. I need the fantasy class. Oh, no, he's okay. It's not that embarrassing. It happens. He just had big sneezes. Fantasy features. No, we kind of already know the fantasy features. Fantasy traits. No, probably not. Okay, so body type, yes. Age range. Yeah, no. Now I'm just thinking, like, oh yeah. A rival. That would be fun. A little rival. Yeah, yeah. I don't know, what do we think? Can I do polls? Or do I have to be an affiliate? Oh, I minimized Obsidian. Sorry about that. Quick actions. Edit quick actions. Oh, these are all the quick actions I have. Yeah, I know I can't make polls yet. I can manage a goal. Oh, this is the auto goal. Goal alert, customize progress thing. Yeah. What if they hold hands begrudgingly? Yes. All right. Yeah, no, I'm settling. They're gonna be male. The masculine flavor. Let's see. By the way, guys, I write gay stuff, so like, you're gonna see some gay stuff in my games. Let's see. Well, if we're rolling with that, I already know I want them to be about the same, kind of the same age group. Seda. I don't think I worked out the age for Seda. No, I did not. She was kind of, I think I had her in mind about like her very early 20s in Deason, like just barely 20, perhaps, maybe even like 19 or something. Old enough to be going out on the fishing boats and stuff and gaining skill in that. And it's been about like maybe 2 years or so, 2 or 3 years. Maybe a bit longer. So she would be kind of also close, kind of around the same age as Cadlin. But she's got a bit more experience than he does. I'll leave hers up because we're probably gonna need that. Okay, so we can do accessories. We'll go ahead, get the love and fear. We need hair length, hairstyle, some physical details. Yeah, I really gotta put this deck back in order. I got animals everywhere. Visual motif we won't worry about just yet. I will if I draw them. Which I kind of would like to draw some of these characters that we've got recurring. These especially I want to draw. That's color family. Here's ambitions and goals. Clothing style. Okay, and then I got my color tables. Love and fear as opposed to fear and hunger. Well, it's not hungry. Deason's making breakfast. So they won't go hungry. Or at least they won't go hungry as long as they are doing quests and making the guild money, I should say. Okay, so I got a few things. Alright, so first things first, I'll go ahead and roll for fantasy class. Or in this case, job class. The only one on here that I don't really have a match for is monk or grappler. So if I roll that, I'll just roll again. Got a 4. Ooh, healing magic. Oh man, we do appreciate having a healer on board. Oh, that might actually work out too. For scrawny string bean blown away in the wind, Cadlin. Okay, cool. All right, healer. Put some. So they're a healer, and so there's no subclass, only jobs. But I don't know if they would have a job yet. Actually, do waymates even get jobs? Might have to check, cause yeah, I don't know. This might be a waymate, and maybe that would actually work. Because the guild is new, and if this person is also kind of like in the same age range. Maybe Deason would be reluctant to send out two young people, or one young person, out on their own to travel this far by themselves. And yeah, would want 2 people. But we'll get back to that. Okay, so they're a healer class. This template is still kind of a work in progress. Maybe I'll make up like a waymate template later. Make it a little easier. Okay, so body type. Let's roll 2 d6s. This one's gonna be height. Okay, so their body mass. His body mass is going to be kind of average, but he's extremely tall, which is hilarious, given that Cadlin is 5 feet. Okay, alright. Oh, that's excellent. Got a little bit of that height difference. This is shaping up to be very spicy. Okay. Average build. Or like average, yeah. Average build. Very tall. So, shoot. Might even be something like 6'3" probably. Yeah, we'll just call it at like 6'3". Wow, this is gonna be like min height Mikote standing next to it. And Ellison. Let's see, is my coffee drinkable? Ooh, it is. One moment. Coffee time. Yeah, the height difference here is sending me. That's a 1 foot and 3 inches, man. We do so love us some height difference. Okay, so I did that one. Okay, so I think I need to go ahead and roll skin color because that'll kind of help determine how much this person is leaning towards their elf or Inferni heritage. And it looks like, yeah, the Jakari, or not Jakari, the Inferni can have unusual skin tones. Where'd that go? 7, so it's got purple. Where's my purple table? Here's my purple table. Ooh. Oh, this one kind of looks a little orange on my preview. I assure you that it's more of a magenta. A 10? Oh, so they are quite dark purple. That could be pretty. You know what? Ooh, idea. Alright. Hold on one second because I did not open the Draconum rulebook. And there's... Because in Draconum... That's not the right folder. Okay, so in Draconum you have subkin as options. They're mostly just for cosmetics. They don't have any real, like, benefit or anything. But, let's see, core rulebook. Open with VOD. Alright, you just gotta give me a moment because the core rulebook for Draconum is quite hefty. Has all the artwork in it and stuff. Oh, which, speaking of, actually, while it loads... let's see. TTRPG. Oh, this is not... Where am I? What is this? This ugly looking website. Oh, is this light mode? Is this what it looks like in light mode? Ew. Oh, okay, here we go. Throwing me off. I was like, why is everything so white? Okay, so speaking of Draconum, guess what, y'all? If you missed the campaign, the crowdfund campaign, guess what? The core rulebook is now approaching its final stage and you can purchase it. Right now you can actually purchase it, get access to the PDF version. So if you want all of the character options that you could ever want, here you go. You want classes with subclasses? Get Draconum. If you want careers with career trees and the ability to have multiple careers, Draconum. If you want paths, which let you have like this whole like list of perks and abilities, but you can only obtain a path by completing a narrative quest relevant to that path, Draconum. You get perks on perks on perks. Okay, so I shilled that. By the way, I am not sponsored by CrossPaths in any way. I am here having fun and just, yep, being noisy about it. Okay, so elf. Okay, so for some reason Loa makes note of wood elves, elves and wood elves. I don't know why, but there are two other subkin of elves. There are sea elves, but what's important for this particular character is that there are also cosmic elves as a subkin. I will throw that in my obsidian, and you can see why suddenly I got excited over purple skin. Look how pretty this artwork is. They truly love the game and it is infectious. Yes, I have been low pilled for like 2 months now. I can't shut up about it, which is why I had to start streaming. Coffee break while everybody oogles this magnificent looking lady. Some very fantastic artwork in Dracanum. I highly recommend it. Gorgeous purple skin. That's right. Gorgeous purple skin indeed. Which is why I'm like, this isn't just a half elf Inferni. This is a half cosmic elf Inferni. So this guy is going to be pretty. So I'm going to update this to half cosmic elf. Heck yeah! Okay, so we got the skin color. I need to determine what kind of hair and hairstyle we are dealing with. They are half Inferni, so I think horns will probably be a thing for this person. Do I want them to be? Maybe they're kind of a he/they type person. Maybe they lean a little bit on the androgynous side. So they're kind of, maybe he's kind of cool with being perceived as not masculine, but that's like his base flavor, if you would. Coffee sip. Sorry if I make slurpy sounds. Cheeky made me a nice cup of coffee. Alright, rolling for hair. So hair length is kind of short, chin length. So it's like not short or to the scalp, but long enough to be kind of chin length, but not much longer. And then hairstyle was a 7. Ponytail. How do you get? You can't have a ponytail if it's chin length. So I think I gotta roll that one again. I mean, like, you could. I've done that myself when I wore like chin length hair, but like it turned. You can't get all of it into a ponytail, so it would be kind of like this odd little dinky thing in the back. Bun simple updo. Why are you insisting on an updo? Curly? Ooh, that would kind of work well, like, based on this artwork. To hide, you know, like some of those sparkles in the underneath layer, like the underlayer. That would be so pretty. Oh, I really want to draw this guy now. Alright. Chin length, curly hair. And just make a note that the underlayer has the cosmic aesthetic. Alright, so we got hair style and length. I needed a hair color. Pick a color friendly. That's gonna be D8. Oh, purple again? Oh no, your choice, roll again. Alright, I'll just roll again. 2. Red. Ooh, so, okay, if it's gonna be red, I want to make sure that it doesn't clash. Red would also kind of work with that Inferni heritage. You better draw this beautiful man. Oh yes, I am definitely gonna have to. And the fact that he's a healer too, like, yeah, this is, oh, I am so pumped for this. I am, the coffee is probably also hitting, but I am very excited about this new character. Alright, so here's my choices for reds. Oh yeah, that looks... These look very orange on my little preview. I wonder... I wonder if I hit like the saturation or something. There's this kind of... It's like not quite magenta. It's a little bit more red than magenta. I think I like that color, and I think I'm gonna note down the hex code. Oop. So E094C. Actually, yeah. Let me throw in like a block of color so that you can kind of see what it is I'm getting at. Oh, this is so exciting. Yeah, I couldn't get... Like, I try not to predetermine stuff for this campaign so that it can kind of organically happen through gameplay, but I cannot let this idea go. Because, like, yeah, I am in the mind that I'm going to be... Like, this whole campaign kind of started because I wanted a BBKG, a big bad kissable guy. But I also kind of considered like, oh, you know, what if he also had a rival? What if there's an anti-hero? There still could be an anti-hero. Just saying. Maybe the bad guy is actually an anti-hero, and the big bad thing is a natural disaster. You know, who knows? Who knows? We are very early into this campaign. Cadlin is only halfway to level 2. But I got my little color swatch. I'm gonna drop that down here, I guess. This is gonna be kind of like his little reference area. So here you go. Now you can kind of see what color his hair is kind of leaning towards. I might make like the top layer kind of like a dark version of this color, and then the type of the shade of purple that I pick will probably like harmonize a little bit more with this color, and then maybe this color will be that under layer where we'll have some of these some of this like ethereal quality to it. Ooh, okay, so ooh, interesting. Yes, yes. Alright, so now I need kind of like an eye color. I think I might kind of just pick based on my existing color palette, because I don't want anything to stick out too horribly. So something that would work with maybe the Inferni heritage. I can't quite see eye color on this person. I don't... The rulebook as it is has some artwork in it, but not all of the artwork, because obviously it's a pre-alpha copy. So there isn't too many pieces of Inferni art. Or at least I don't want to go digging to see if there are any, so maybe I'll just take kind of a guess. Maybe a dark red might kind of work with the eye color, the hair color. Okay, and we established that they have horns. They'll have a tail. With a tuft on the end, because why not? Let's see. Yeah, if y'all interested, I can actually show you, because I have the Draconum rulebook open. Let me show you how different the concept is for them. You can still see kind of a purple skin potential there. But you can see how here they have wings. They kind of look more like your standard devil. Whereas this one is sort of like that Eastern vibe. Which I guess kind of makes sense because Batizian is to the west of Airwick. But we'll remove that one. Okay. Alright, so far we've got a Hive, healer, half Cosmic Elf, half Inferni. Average build, but very tall, 6'3". Dark purple skin, chin length curly hair. The kind of a red color. The underlayer has the cosmic aesthetic from the Cosmic Elf heritage. Dark red eyes. Their Inferni heritage also grants them horns and a tail with a tuft. Alright. So, we got the healer class. Physical details. We'll just roll a couple of physical details real quick. So yeah, we got a very gorgeous man here. Ooh, my favorite. Freckles. Cheeky is probably side-eyeing me so hard right now. Well, freckles again, so they got full body freckles. That's, yep. Maybe they also kind of look like starlight, like little star twinkles across their skin. Oop, my coffee is like getting a little close to room temperature, so I'm going to take some heavy sips. No way, that may be a rigged roll. I don't know. It's the dice. It's the dice. And you know what? This is Cadlin's character dice set. So, I don't know. I didn't do it. Cadlin's destiny is a man with freckles. Have you ever seen the cheesy description of freckles in like some kind of like cheesy romance media or something? Where they're like, oh, they traced the freckles like constellations. Here you could probably literally do that. This is a cosmic elf. Okay, so we have humored me, and we have freckles now. Alright, so what is this guy's ambitions and goals? I really don't know if y'all can read that. D12. 3. His goal is to locate a missing item. So maybe that is his purpose for being an adventurer. Something that is important to him, or perhaps important to someone else, has gone missing. And maybe that is why he has struck out to be an adventurer. Actually, hold on, because I think I have... Yeah, there we go. Motivation. Alright, cool, that's interesting. Intriguing, even. we kind of missed out on clothing style and accessories, but I'm gonna go ahead and get the other mental type thing done first. Alright, love and fear, here we go. D12. What I'm holding? Yeah. 3 and a 7. So he loves music. And he is afraid of, or perhaps he mourns, a lost love. Or perhaps he is afraid to love because he may one day lose that love. Like, because, you know, the world is dangerous these days. Perhaps he has witnessed someone who got crushed by the death of a loved one. And, you know, perhaps that has instilled in him a desire to never have that happen. Oh man, the drama! Yes! I am here to write fantasy, but I'm also here to write drama. Or romance. Because there is not enough, like, fantasy romance. I know that lately romantasy has been kind of like a trend in, kind of like the fiction world right now, but, I genuinely think it's about time, kind of. I mean, like, it's not to say that it didn't exist before, but I feel like a lot of it is sort of like, because there's been romances with some romance, but not romantic fantasy. It's always the fantasy plot first with a dash of romance, and in like older books, more of the classical fantasy stuff, if there was romance, it was very light, weak, or like not necessarily weak, but you know, kind of shallow and male centric, very male gaze heavy, and you know, not really the focus, which is fine. There should be fantasy where romance is not the focus. But when you compare the quantity, it is like vastly overshadow, like if the quantity very much overshadows romantic fantasy. So even though right now there is a trend, that trend is likely probably going to kind of, you know, cool down, die off, especially, you know, when people continue to complain about it because, oh, it's not good, it's just slop, it's just, you know, smut written for people, and just in a vaguely fantasy setting and stuff like that. And I think that like really discredits like how far it's come to get to this point, because I remember like a few years ago it was a little harder to find fantasy with a strong romantic kind of plot, and I like reading romances. Like aside from some other books as a kid, like one of the things I really remember was getting into my mom's book stash, and my mom had, I was probably definitely reading these too early, but at the time I had zero interest or concept of like sex and stuff, so like the smut scenes and some of her smutty Harlequin romance stuff and whatnot kind of went over my head. So but I liked historicals the best, because I mean they are called historical, but they were not very factually correct. I mean, obviously, because a lot of those had strong-willed female characters, and a lot of those time periods that they were set in would not have, let that fly. A woman speaking her mind. No, get back to making my babies, wench. That kind of thing. But that was some of the earliest romance that I ever that I cut my teeth on. That and fanfic, but that's like a different kind of romance and stuff. But yeah, I remember, getting a couple of cool, reading some cool romances that were kind of set in a fantasy. And then as I got older, they were still kind of hard to find. And then as I got older, I realized more and more that I'm queer and I'm not a girl. We've come a long way. Yes, we have come a long way, because guess what? Now, aside from having your pick of romantic fantasy, now you can get queer romantic fantasy. That's right, I can see two guys using swords and using their swords. Sorry, that was low hanging. Cheeky's probably side-eyeing me again. But yeah, I can see, I can read books now that are set in fantasy and have queer characters. It's great. Because yeah, I consider myself pansexual, but I am more biased towards those of the masculine flavor, and I do like to see the masculine folks smooching. So it is really awesome that, yeah, I have hello. Okay, all right. See, it's not just me. You have the power too, okay, Cheeky? I'm just saying. Anyway, what was I saying? Ah, shoot. I lost my... This is why this is a stream for adults. And also, too, because I just don't want to deal with children. It's not that I hate children, I just simply do not want to deal with them in my creative space. And they should not be in my creative space, because my creative space does occasionally feature content for adults with mature themes, or, the more detailed themes. And jokes about low hanging. I view it as a curse. Yeah, you view it as a curse, whereas I view it as a superpower. I need a sip of coffee, because yeah, it's starting to get cold. Anyway, all of this is to say that yes, I have not been complaining about the recent romantasy trend. I know that it is mostly a trend, because that is how the market of any kind of thing works. Once a trend is identified, people will latch onto it, produce a lot of that thing, and then when the market shifts into a different direction, the production of this thing will taper off into a more reasonable production amount. So anyone who complains about this recent trend, really, I don't think they really understand how the business works, because writing is a business for many people. A lot of people who publish books are trying to make money, to put food on their table and a roof over their head, or for the most part, just trying to earn extra income so that they can live more comfortably. Excuse me. And so when a trend like this appears, this is when, some people view it as oh, if I get in on this, I might be able to take advantage of it. Which is, totally fine, because, again, they're trying to make income. And that is that is why, you know, you see a lot of this thing. It happens in artwork too. Like whenever like a new piece of merch comes out or something, like keychains or the mouse pads that make it look like there are boobs. You know, the moment that it comes out that someone is starting to produce some kind of new merch type, you generally start seeing a rise in the different artists producing that. So it's sort of like the same thing here. If you think that, or someone else thinks that it's terrible, it's a detriment to writing as a whole, like, oh, it's awful, we need to go back to the classics, just tune them out, close your browser window, and just move on with your life, because those people are not really worth listening to. The trend will end. You'll be able to read whatever. I mean, even now, you could just simply not read it. I don't remember how I got set off this far. This has been, I know that this has been kind of like building up in the back of my head for a while. But I didn't mean to unleash it on a stream. And you can tell that I'm like getting really like passionate about it because my throat's starting to like get really tight. So I'm just gonna have some more coffee while it's still warm. It's just really like upsetting because, like I said, like it took us this far to get more than like 5 titles a year with queer characters kissing in fantasy settings, and you're gonna tell me that there's too much? Honey, please. People need to realize that not every piece of media is catered to them, it may be for others. Exactly. For example, we had some like, I remember there was like a big rash of like action movies where like the whole point of them is like the stunts, the explosions and stuff, and the plot is like there, but you're there for the stunts and stuff. Like, that's not really my thing. And that's fine. I just simply don't really watch those movies. But some people seem to think that that it needs to cater to everybody. Everything needs to be catered to them. Everything should be relevant to their taste, and that's just not it, man. If you don't like strawberry ice cream, don't come after me when I get my strawberry ice cream. You can sit over there with your vanilla. No offense to vanilla enjoyers. You are valid. Alright, coffee has been finished. Sorry about that long-winded tangent. I thought about making a video about it sometime, but the whole thing is that it's like an opinion piece, and I feel like if I was to post like a video on it, I should have some more like factoids and research and things to cite to back up my like any claims that I'm making. Like earlier when I said that there wasn't that much for like queer fantasy romance, I would like to have some like citable statistics or something, and I just don't have time. So just know that my work features queer folks smooching, usually dudes, and that's what's likely gonna happen if I have my way and if the dice let me. Because if I roll, if I gotta roll a check to smooch, that's it's gonna be that's gonna be fun. But okay, what was I doing? Oh, this guy. That's right, his loves and fears. Okay, yeah, I really gotta work in like a love and fear thing in here to just But I'll put it in state of mind. Alright, so loves music. Is there a likes or something? We'll just throw it in hobbies. This template I made based off of World Anvil. I need to kind of like align it a little bit better with how I've been creating characters on the fly. State of mind is where I'm gonna just toss the fear bit. Okay, so he's afraid of lost love. Yeah, I think I'll probably just leave it at that. We can dive deeper into that another day. He's gonna be in Winford. Alright, and speaking of the Band of Owls, now I'll be able to update that. Oh, as soon as I give them a name. Alright, let's see. Oh. Does he have any key accessories and clothing style? Let me go ahead and roll for these real quick, actually. Woo, yeah, I am so sorry for derailing for so long. I have no idea how long I was going on for. Alright, D12 for clothing. 3. Ooh, he wears skin-tight clothes. So he is a healer, but he is not going to be dressed in robes. I mean, he might still have like a long cloak. I think, like, yeah, wearing form-fitting clothing with a large cloak would make a nice visual contrast. Oh, Neptune. Oh no. This is already starting to hit cheeky a certain way, I can tell. I haven't really even thought about personality. But I mean, if he's a rival, that generally implies that these two are going to clash in some way. And then for notable accessories, he does have pierced ears. I feel kind of bad because I did not go into this amount of depth with Seda, but I do kind of already have like a mental image of her. I just need to kind of fill it in a little bit. She also has red hair, so that's kind of funny. Her red hair is a bit different though, and doesn't sparkle with eyes, or with stars. Oh my, having hair with eyes. All right, so we got that worked out. Personality. What kind of personality? I do not have a card for personality because this deck was created with the intention of creating characters to draw, but I have been using it more and more for general like TTRPGs, and it's been working pretty well. But I may now have to add like an actual personality card, because the one I have right now is pose expression. There we go. Which is not to say that that's their personality, that's just what they are expressing in the moment for artwork purposes. But we could see if it gives us a little insight. Oh, yeah. I rolled smug or evil. Alright, so it's probably not going to be evil. Unless they are secretly our BBKG. That's a thought. But for now, we could just say that they're smug. It would be kind of funny if the big bad kissable guy was actually a member of the guild. Okay, so yeah, I don't really have a spot for her. I guess that would be, yeah. Well, in this moment, that would probably be kind of smug. I mean, given that he's a good 1.3 feet taller than Cadlin. Come on, we know how tall people can be when they encounter short people. Alright, but I need to name this guy. Yeah, like, what time is it? It is 10:30. I have been live for an hour and a half. And I haven't even gotten through the first scene. But I mean, personally, I feel like that's okay because that's why I'm having like so much fun with this game, is that I'm building like a cast of characters. I've got different plot hooks forming that we can dive into later. And yeah, for me, like, this is a lot of the fun with it. I just hope that other people also like what I'm doing and find it fun or interesting enough to have playing in the background. Alright, so I am going to pull up a couple of fantasy name generators. I think, because I don't know which heritage. Oh, I need to pick his. I mean, I could pick that later when I'm picking or when I'm creating his waymate sheet. But let's see, what was I don't know which name is gonna or heritage he's gonna take after the most. But let's see, so I'm gonna take a couple of generators from fantasynamegenerators.com and then just kind of see which ones I like. Let's see, do we got something kind of like devilish, but maybe not too devilish, because he's not a devil. Ifrit names? Let's see what's in that one. And then plague doctors, spider folk, witch names might yield something kind of flavorful. Alright, let's see, let's roll a few. Ooh, these are, what is this, dark elf? Okay, well, these are definitely fantasy-ish. Let's see what this one's got. Ifrit are supernatural beings of fire and evil. Oh, originate from Islamic folklore. Oh, okay. That's cool. Never knew that. I was only familiar with Ifrit as in the Final Fantasy franchise Ifrit. So that's cool. The more you know. Today I learned. Cool. Alright. Well, maybe I'll back out of that one then, because I don't want to accidentally lift a culturally significant name there. And then the witch names might give me something kind of cool for a last name. And then we just have regular elf names, which I think, Neldor! Wow. Yeah, I don't think I like these. I think I'll combine like a dark elf first name, because I feel like that could kind of get sort of that combination of cosmic elf, and the devilish inferni. And then for a surname, go off of a witch name, which has a little bit more of a kind of like a fantasy-ish. I don't know how to really say it, but kind of a softer fantasy vibe, which kind of fits in with how everybody else has been getting named. Okay, and also I need to keep in mind that Cadlin's name is Cadlin, starts with a K, so I want to avoid other names with a K because that gets confusing. Okay, so Ikri. I thought it was Ikiri. Kind of like Ikiri. Avery is also kind of nice. Because it's Avery where it's like, or Ivory. Ivory. Ikiri, Ivory, Ikiri. Oh, these are kind of ugly. Kind of want like, yeah, pretty name for this really pretty dude. Oh, these are not pretty. Okay, Akiri or Ivory, where it's like AI instead of I. Ikiri or Ivory. Maybe Ivory, because Ikiri sounds like maybe a little bit like Japanese. So Ivory. And then I need a surname. Go over here. Ebony Wood. Ooh. Ebony Wood? Barlow. Bloodworth. Oh, that sounds kind of scary. I will be doing chores, but I got you on mobile. Thank you, Cheeky. Not just for listening, but for also doing chores. Ebony Wood kind of also goes well with their skin tone, I think. Still tuned in, just my hands may be submerged in water. Yeah, no problem. Alright, Ebony Wood it is. Kind of mysterious sounding. Ivory Ebony Wood. Alright, it is actually here where I am going to take a bathroom break. I will return shortly. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. Let's see. Taking some swigs of water. Alright, hopefully I did not make the mistake of drinking too much coffee this morning, because sometimes when the coffee hits, I do not shut up. I mean, I realize that I'm streaming, so naturally you would not really want me to be quiet, but as evident earlier, it is easy sometimes for me to rock it off, and we are here for TTRPGs. Let's see, I got to blow my nose, so 1 second, I actually gotta mute myself again. Okay. Yeah, I also was too thinking about that. Perhaps, every now and then I will upload to YouTube a shorter video on, kind of like a session recap, kind of reading what I've written out loud, giving more of a better overview of the story thus far, because yeah, that way, it'll cut out some of this lengthy character creation, lore creation bit and stuff. And if people are just sort of interested in the session and gameplay itself and not so much my world building, they'll be able to watch the more abbreviated version. Or if they are like me and often do not have time to listen to 4-hour videos of me just talking. But okay, so we have our character of Ivory Ebonywood, who, now that I think about it, does sound very, very Mary Sue-ish. Maybe I'll actually change his last name. Let me get something a little bit less. Let's see, that's the same letter as his first name. I don't want that. Vonner. Vonner sounds kinda uppity. We'll do Ivory Bonner. Ivory Ebonywood sounds too much like someone who just started writing fan fiction. I would know. I named characters like that. I've come a long way since then. Ignore the fact that I do in fact have a character named Fennel. Like the herb. Fennel. But that's because he was a plant witch and I wanted thematic names. Anyway. Okay, so we have Ivory Vonner, who is a he-they, half cosmic elf, half inferni, of average build, but very tall at 6'3". Dark purple skin, chin-length curly hair. The underlayer has the cosmic aesthetic, as seen in Cosmic Elves, as we have seen in Draconum. This is also a Loa Inferni. And the underlayer has kind of like this color, darker layer on top with a bit of cosmic aesthetic. Dark red eyes, horns, tail with a tuft, full body freckles. Wears form-fitting clothing with a large cloak. Ear piercings. They are afraid of lost love, and their motivation for becoming an adventurer is that he is seeking a missing item that is important to him or someone else. And he loves music. Alright, and with that in mind, we can now return to the session proper. Okay, and now that he is named, I can add him to the list of guild NPCs. Alright, close that. And yes, this is as far as we've gotten in this session. That's it, just this scene. And since it has been, like, probably at this point, close to an hour, I will reread the beginning of the scene so that we can set ourselves back into this current moment. So, Cadlin woke in the small guild room, or rather, more like in... Oh, come on now. Don't highlight that. Alright, there we go. That reads more betterer. Cadlin woke in his small room at the guild. The wind battered his window and he could hear the old house creaking, nearly loud enough to cause one anxiety over the whole thing coming down. He thought he could even feel the place sway, but quickly put it out of his mind as he got out of bed and went through his morning motions. Downstairs, Dizin was in the kitchen, cooking breakfast, judging by the smell wafting from the small room. I wonder if there's a kitchen upgrade for guilds, if that helps like buff the amount of like, I don't know, resources you can get or something like that. But okay, so I then rolled to see if the other guild members are here, and if so, who? And we had rolled that both of the other guild members are here. There you go. Water break. Okay, and then I think I'll go ahead and set it up. Since we have just spent a good deal of time on the appearance of Ivory, I will kind of gloss over it in this scene. Normally we would kind of describe them here, but I think we got the point. Okay. Have you ever seen a cosmic elf before? Because I don't think they're going to be kind of local to Airwick. There we go. Move that over here. What is this guy doing? They're like character action type thing. Abduction. He's abducting somebody. Let's see. This action. Okay, yeah, that's like combat action. The Juice Oracle has been pretty helpful so far. Meow? What's that cat I hear? Meow? Yeah? Why are you making sad meow? Is it because your mama went into the bathroom? Okay, let's see. Random table. Pardon a cat yelling in the bathroom. He's upsetty because Cheeky went in the bathroom. How dare we shut the door? Alright, here's a D10. We'll see what this gives us. 10. Okay, so out of these options, there's ritual. Maybe he is performing some kind of ritual. Let me pull up the description for healer, because that might help a little with what kind of activity Ivory is up to. I don't want to just simply plunk him down in here. Okay, so healer. Healers sustain the rhythm of life. They mend wounds, restore composure, and carry strength between moments of despair. Also, it just occurred to me that the artwork for healer in this book has a little hand harp. And we did decide that he loves music. Let's see. Alright, so whether an alchemist, bard, cleric, oracle, all healers share one purpose: to preserve the spark that keeps others moving forward. And then class identity. The healer excels at restoring allies' morale and manipulating energy to maintain balance. While others chase damage or dominance, the healer masters the art of continuity. They are key in keeping momentum alive through care, timing, and unshakable resolve. A liar? Yeah, that's probably it. Kind of like that thing that you pull out as a bard when you play a song in Final Fantasy XIV. Here, I can post a picture. Let's see, where was this profile? Kaplunskis. There we go. Yeah, so this is the artwork for healer. Get that little hand lute. Not lute, but you know, little hand harp thing. I know not these musical words. Let's see. Yeah, what kind of healer jobs include alchemist, bard, cleric, and oracle. Yeah, I don't know if waymates get jobs. I would have to look into that later. But at least for flavor, let's see. He loves music, but I don't think that necessarily means I don't think that means that he has to be a bard just because he loves music. But I just need him to be doing something. Maybe he's meditating. But if he was meditating, he wouldn't be in a common room. Some kind of ritual. Maybe he's blessing the building. Maybe putting up like some kind of protective ward thing. Let's see. Class features Blessed Touch. When you guard an adjacent ally, they heal HP equal to half your class dice. And then they have a limit break called Sunward Hope. Centered on you in a 3x3 area, allies in the zone heal HP equal to your class dice, remove one status and gain +1 defense until your next turn. If any ally is at 0 HP, they instead rise to 1d4 HP before healing. Okay. So yeah, maybe some kind of like doing some kind of ritual blessing for the guild headquarters. Let's see. I'm just still looking at the class description because while I don't think it would come into play, it would be kind of neat if this is something that I could kind of work towards or like build up towards using, because we did in I think session 2 we did decide or come to the conclusion of there was another member of the guild, but she quit suddenly. She left. Supposedly it was because she had family in Sheeman and who needed her dearly or badly, and so she left to go back home, basically. But me the player, and then you the audience, know that she had joined for nefarious reasons to collect information and had deceived everybody, basically, of this purpose. So it is possible that this place could get attacked in some way or become the scene of battle. So I think, yeah, I think putting some kind of blessing on the place would be actually like a reasonable thing to do. And it could be something that could help us later. Okay, so I'm looking at some of the perks. Just to see, because this is like partially flavor. So I don't think that this is necessarily a perk that he'll have. But I just, like I said, I need him to be doing something. Alright, so assess an aspect. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Cure wounds, echo heal, empathetic surge, energize, guarded recovery, harmonic shield, purify. Quiet miracle, radiant pulse. Yeah, this is like, yeah, do we have some kind of like buffing? Gentle authority. Calm presence. Traveler's medicine, hospice care. Bond of trust. Lore of vitality. Rhythm of life. Quarter of calm. Soothing voice. Art of balance. Kindred link. Compassionate focus. And then upon like job mastery at level 5, they can get second breath. So once per rest, when an ally within 3 squares would drop to 0 HP, you may spend 3 SP to instead have them heal HP equal to your class dice and remove 1 status. If you are also below half HP, you heal half as much. Cool. Alright, so maybe... calm presence, or something kind of like something in between calm presence and gentle authority. Calm presence is once per scene, cancel pain on 1 social check involving empathy, reassurance, or diplomacy, and then gentle authority is gain boon on soul plus world checks when negotiating or mediating between parties in conflict. So maybe he's casting some kind of like doing some kind of like ritual on the guild headquarters to kind of like safeguard it against negative vibes from like I don't know if I want to say spirits yet, because I'm not sure if this guy is kind of leaning towards like a healer in the religious kind of sense, a healer in the alchemist kind of sense, you know. Oh, cleric, there we go, that's what I was looking for. Kind of like I don't want to pin him into a category just yet. Like maybe not alchemist if I'm saying he's doing a ritual. And I don't know about the bard thing. Especially since like bard, I feel like, you know, I'm obligated to sing, and you do not want me singing on stream. We will not have karaoke streams on this channel. I mean, if y'all pay me to do it, I'll do it, but you're gonna no refunds. Cheeky will go put earplugs in. Water break. Okay, so I have determined what this guy is doing. Actually, and because I think he is casting some kind of version of Calm Presence. I mean, it says cancel Bane on a one social check. We don't have a Bane right now. But yeah, I guess this is probably just going to be more for flavor rather than anything mechanical. And also, I don't know if I would want him to actually have that perk. So, okay, so... Ooh, actually, I might have to make a roll check here. Alright, so here's what I've got written. There were two other people here this time. One, a dwarf, was talking to Deezen with enthusiasm. The other, someone of mixed heritage, possibly Inferni, judging by the the hairs. That's supposed to be horns. Okay, possibly Inferni, judging by the horns and tail, and some kind of elf that Cadlin hadn't seen before, based on the ears. He seemed to be in the middle of some kind of ritual, with eyes shut as he focused on whatever words he muttered under his breath. As Cadlin's feet hit the bottom of the stairs, the person's dark red eyes opened and sized him up. This is the new guild member? He raised an eyebrow with mild disdain, and Cadlin felt his quills stiffen. Decent. Surely you don't expect me to do the Yarn quest with this runt? To be clear, I would step out if Zach had to sing a lot. Yeah, see? Take it from Cheeky. You don't want me, singing songs for a bard. Alright, Deezen poked their head out of the kitchen. Yes, I do. Unless you want to trek your way there alone? Cadlin here is a seasoned traveler. I think he'll aid you just fine, Ivory. Ivory harumphed again and resumed his ritual, ignoring Cadlin as if his presence was beneath him. Alright, so Cadlin is fresh out of bed. I have also, by the way, gone ahead and healed him to full health. He did not use a class die, because he only had, he is only supposed to have a 1, because he is level 1. Doot. That's probably a holdover from, Deezen. Okay. Oop. Uh-oh. Go away. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So, and then because this is kind of like a new scene, I did go ahead and give Cadlin 1 hero point. Or, yeah, new scene? Yeah. And so he's already been healed up as if it's been 24 hours. So he is fresh and dandy. He is rested. He has presumably eaten yesterday, so he's not hungry or anything. Would he be able to withstand the taunt, or is he going to get riled up? So I think this would be probably a mind and soul, which would result in 4 dice, which means our chances of getting a full success is extremely slim. Alright, so go ahead and roll. Mind plus soul. That's going to be 4. Alright, he got 2 successes, so he manages to keep his cool, but there is still a little bit of consequence, or it doesn't go as smoothly. Alright, so Okay, I'm going to very quickly make a note and then I will read what I have written. I just sort of want to make some kind of note somewhere. Plot hooks, maybe I'll throw it under here. Okay. I'll just say it gets a boon. Okay. Alright, so I'll go ahead and read it. We had a mixed success, but withstanding the taunt. Cadlin feels his quills stiffen. It's not the first time he's been insulted in this way, and he had resigned himself to this fate ages ago, that it would likely be a common occurrence. But he was well rested, his chest injury was no longer bothering him, and ready to take on the day. And this Ivory. Your boots look clean, must be a city dweller, he says as he strides past Ivory. They did indeed look fairly neat, visible as they were under Ivory's billowing travel cloak. Ivory snorted. And yours look like they have holes in the soles. That why you joined the guild? Too broke to afford a new pair? Oh, so true. Cadlin is very broke. He could not afford new boots, I think. Cadlin glared at him, but managed to keep his cool and make it to the kitchen without picking an actual fight. Ivory returned to his ritual, and despite the man's smug response to Cadlin's arrival, Cadlin sensed that Ivory did possess some magical ability. The air in the guild began to feel softer, gentler, and though Cadlin himself couldn't describe it further as he wasn't magically inclined, he had a feeling that any foul play or harm done against the headquarters would be diminished in some way. And then I just made a note over in the plot hook section for the Band of Owls that, due to Ivory's ritual in this session, the first sign of negative events or problems, and the checks utilized during them will get a boon or bane as relevant to the situation. So if some negative event started happening here in the headquarters, and if someone makes a check, like me or a waymate or something, it'll have a boon, or if, like, an enemy or something is doing something bad, they'll get, like, a bane. Okay. And I think I unfortunately need to dip to the bathroom, so I will throw up the BRB and I'll be right back lickety split. Without the licking. Oh, is it pooping? No. No, I'm not muted. I was muted this whole time, and now you just heard me say the word pooping. Yep. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, there's no sound. What? Now there's sound. Now there's sound. Yep. Alright, cool. Alright. Excellent. I could have sworn I hit the mic. Okay. In case you were just watching me little bounce up and down. Okay, so I came back from the bathroom break. There was an error. OBS farted on itself and halted my recording. I have resumed recording, and I'll probably just stitch these two together unless it continues to have a problem recording. I don't know. Anyway, so now back to what I was saying, because fortunately I have not said much. Thank you, Cheeky, by the way, who probably heard me talking down the hallway and realized that my mic was turned off. Yeah. It happens. Okay, so yes, we had this little back and forth exchange with Ivory, who is definitely giving off rival vibes right off the bat. Which is hilarious because that's what I had in my mind as being a fun thing, because, you know, rivals, teehee. We don't get along, teehee. Yet. But I actually did roll his current, like, expression or attitude as being smug. So I was like, okay, yeah, see? The dice know. The dice know. So we had that little exchange, and I think now I'll head into this breakfast scene, get an introduction of these two guild members, and then we'll transition into getting more details about this quest that Kylan will be going on with Ivory. And then when we get to the quest bit, I do want to whip out my story engine lore deck to determine this thing, like details about this tome. Because it's possible that maybe this tome is not just a simple book. Because after all, if it was just a simple book, surely a courier would have been fine, you know, transporting it. But maybe it's not a simple book. Maybe there's a reason that whoever this client is wants it so quickly. Also, I hope the stream isn't too bad, because I can see that I'm getting some red status. So maybe Cheeky can let me know how it's going, because if needed, I can just simply restart the stream. Or shoot, maybe I'll even just go ahead and restart the computer and then just boot it all back up. Don't really want to, since that would split the VOD up, but I can also stitch them together in DaVinci, like I mentioned.